What's up, my brother? Today, we're gonna rank the top 8 best runners in OPBR 2026 based on the current meta. And honestly, this is probably one of the hardest runner metas we've had in a while because let's be real, most runners right now are struggling hard. There's too many one-taps, too many defenders, and too many characters with multiple hits, and even if your runner makes one mistake, you're dead instantly. But even with all of that, there are still some runners out there that can absolutely clutch games. Some of them are underrated, some are still broken, and some characters honestly feel more like attackers than actual runners. This list is based on the current meta, overall survivability, clutch potential, and how consistent they are in league battle. And of course, this is just my opinion, so don't get too salty. Let's just start with the number 8. I'm putting Fuji at the number 8 spot, and honestly, I think Fuji is one of the most underrated runners right now. A lot of people don't use him properly. This is not the type of the character where you just run around randomly and hope everything works, okay? You actually need to understand his traits, his movements, and especially the metal set. Because if you build him correctly with speed buff, this character becomes really annoying. The biggest strength of Fuji is that he can still survive in the current meta, and trust me, surviving as a runner right now is already impressive. Can he struggle? Of course. Especially against characters like BB, and BB is honestly one of the biggest nightmares for runners. And of course, characters with massive burst damage or multi-hit can still destroy Fuji. But overall, he can still perform. He can still clutch games, he can still sneak flags, and if the player knows what they're doing, Fuji can still cook. That's why I'm putting him at number 8. Alright, at number 7, I'm putting Niji in here now. Yeah, they buffed Niji, but honestly, it feels like something is missing. Like, he became better, but not enough to suddenly dominate the meta. The current meta is just too brutal for runners. Too many characters have multiple hits now, and that's one of the biggest problems for Niji. Because once your movement gets interrupted, or you don't have that shield, or once your survivability disappears, you can get deleted instantly. That's my opinion, because I do that to Niji's. But even with that, Niji is still playable. He's still cooking out there and still has annoying mobility. And if you know how to rotate properly, he can definitely help your team with that dodge though, really. Is he the best runner? No, but is he still usable? Absolutely. And honestly, a good Niji player can still be very annoying to fight. That's why I'm putting him at number 7. Okay, this one might be controversial, but I'm putting Roc Luffy at number 6. And honestly, I don't even fully see him as a true runner. He feels more like an attacker pretending to be a runner, kind of similar to L Shanks. Like, his main strength is not really capturing flags safely. His strength is destroying defenders first, then capturing after. That's where he shines, in my opinion. The immortality trait is good, the KO trait is good, and once he starts cooking, he can absolutely become a problem. But when it comes to actual runner mechanics, I think he struggles. He doesn't feel smooth as a pure runner, and let's be honest, there are already a lot of counters for him. A lot. That's why I don't think he's broken. Strong, yes. Dangerous, yes. But if you rely on him as your main runner, it's gonna be tough. Still good overall though. This is why I'm putting him at number 6. At number 5, I'm putting Dark Runner Roger, or it's Roger. Still a really solid runner, still dangerous, still capable of clutching games, but honestly, I don't think he's as crazy as before anymore. And if you ask me directly, King V1 or Dark Roger, I'm choosing King V1 easily, because King actually feels like a real runner. That's the biggest difference. Roger is still strong, but right now I don't even see that many players using him anymore. The current meta slowed him down a bit, but if you already have him, he's still worth using. He still has a good pressure, still has mobility, and he can still win games. So overall, still a very good runner. That's why he's number 5 on my list. At number 4, I'm putting EX Kaido, and honestly, this character is still annoying, especially if the player knows how to play like a rat runner. You guys already know what I mean, right? Okay, teleporting everywhere, sneaking flags, and running non-stop. And the biggest thing about EX Kaido, this character or this dude basically has multiple lives at some point. It honestly feels like he refuses to die. That alone already makes him dangerous, because even if the enemy stops him once, he can still come back and keep applying pressure. And that's what makes runners strong. Not damage, not flashy skills, pressure. EX Kaido, I think he got that pressure in the map. Now, is he the best runner? No. Does he have crazy modern traits? Not really, but he's still effective, and in this meta, effective is enough. That's why I'm putting EX Kaido at number 4. At number 3, I'm putting EX Law, and honestly, I still think he's one of the better clutch runners in the game, still. Yeah. Now, does that mean he's broken? No, not at all, because again, the current meta is extremely hard for runners, but EX Law still finds a way to perform. Especially during late game situation, and you guys already know late game is everything in OPBR. Last 30 seconds, last 10 seconds, one clutch can completely change the match, and EX Law is still one of those characters that can suddenly steal the game from you. That's why I still respect this character. He's not overwhelming, he's not unstoppable, but he's reliable. And reliability matters a lot in this meta. That's why I'm putting EX Law at number 3. At number 2, I'm putting Gear 5 V2, and yes, even with all the counters, he's still one of the best runners in the game. But I'm not gonna lie, using this character is so hard. It's so hard though. You actually need a good timing, good dodges, good awareness, because if you make one mistake, you can get one tap instantly. That's the reality though. But despite all of that, he can still clutch games, and honestly, that's why I still rate him so highly. Yeah, and again, he's my favorite though. And there are still a lot of Kizarus running around, and Gear 5 V2 can still perform, or he hard counters Kizaru, so that's why still need at least one Gear 5 V2 in your team. If you already have him, you can still use him comfortably, but don't expect free wins anymore. You actually need skill now. And honestly, that's probably why I still respect this Gear 5 V2 players out there. And finally, my number 1 best runner in OPBR 2026 is King V1. This character feels like what every runner should be. This is what runners need. The reason why King is so strong is because of the accompanying effect. And for people who don't know, that effect basically gives him automatic dodges. 3 attacks automatically dodged. And that alone is insane for a runner, especially in this meta full of one-taps and multi-hits. Now, here's the crazy part. When King captures the flag, he gets accompanying effect. After capturing the flag, he gets it again. And he can even recover HP after capturing, and that is huge, because defenders without multiple hits are gonna struggle hard against him. And we're not done yet. Once you land skill 1, you get the accompanying effect again, meaning more survivability, more pressure, more chances to escape. And then skill 2 gives him instant mobility to quickly go to flags or the farthest flags. Plus, he can ignore enemies and capture treasure. And honestly, that is what runners should do. That is why I think King V1 is the best runner right now. He actually feels designed to survive the current meta. And compared to other runners, he feels complete. Not perfect, but complete. And yes, that's my top 8 runners in OPBR 2026. And let me know your own ranking. Okay, again, let me know your own ranking in the comments. And guess what? That's it for this video. You know the drill. Stay salty and stay awesome. And Salty Roc now signing off.